Hey everyone, NWA Prepper here. So it has been a significant amount of time since I have went on a scavenging run, you know, um, just a Saturday loop that was not for a purpose. I've just been running from thing to thing to thing for months and months. And then a couple days ago, I decided that I had a few months of my prepping budget that I had left untouched, and my heart hadn't been into prepping for a while, and so and I needed to get out. The last week and a half, I've been fighting pneumonia, so I certainly didn't feel like it then. But my daughter, one of my daughters, that is a whole other wonderful story for another time. But was like, hey, let's go, and without a plan. And so we left this morning pretty early, and we've been out just visiting places looking for bargains. It's been fun. We had no plan. Kind of a rough. We kind of might want to go here. We might want to go there. Well, one of the things that I found was and I didn't find this. This was told to me by one of my Mag Group members a few days ago. It was a Dollar Tree Family Dollar combo store that is closing. And so I went and got, I bought a lot of these bandages, a lot of other bandages. So these boxes, there are 12 in a box, because it says it right there. And I got this box for $2. That's not too shabby, if you ask me. And I have a preparedness event coming up soon that one of the things that I am hoping to do is have a consumables restock. So in addition to we're doing an Adventure Frontier booth, one of the things that I want to do is I want to have loose consumables for people to restock their kits at inexpensive prices. So at $2, there is so much that I can do. I can easily. So one of the things that I really want to do is, for instance, this product, which these are just normal, kind of normal, basic 5x9 bandages that I'll be able to sell for $3 for $1. Or if somebody buys a couple of other items, I can augment their purchase with these bad boys. Now, in the event that you do not know what this is, I am prepared to sacrifice one of these guys. So, however, I don't want to make a mess. So, when you tear it open, it has two sides. So the blue line side is the side that goes towards the patient. This is a non-stick. I said that backwards. The blue line is up. This side goes towards the patient. Sorry. But it's just a 5x9 absorbent pad that you're going to need to have tape or gauze or something to secure. Please don't worry, I will put this one in a training box so people can see what they are, or we can practice bandaging with it over and over and over again until it pretty much falls apart. We will utilize that, but it will not go in that tub. So this tub has 3 boxes. So 36, well, 35 because I used one. So this tub has 35 of those 5x9 bandages that I can, the purpose of this bin is for someone to be able to pick some up to replenish or augment a kit that they have. Super easy. It's not a complicated deal. And I got that whole tub for $246, probably $6.50 for the bandages and $2 for the bin. So I have $10 in there involved in that whole thing, and I will be able to help people at a very inexpensive cost replace or augment their kit. So the next things that I found there on this bargain trip were some odds and ends, but the first ones I'm going to deal with are these non-stick pads, and they are a couple different sizes, but the 3x4s, these were $1 a package, and there are 10 in a package. So there are 50 of them in here. And again, I'm just gonna have these out on a table in this very container. But I got them for $1. And so the other ones are kind of some mismatched stuff. There was only 2 or 1 of them. Some smaller, some 2x3 non-stick pads, and then regular gauze pads. They're all gonna go in there. Now, if I wasn't getting ready for a show, if you've watched this channel for any amount of time at all, you know how much I think bulk replenishing bandages are worth, or that they're worth prepping. I am not, however, going to take out of my preparedness stocks to take to a show with me unless it is a specific person that I know what they're wanting or needing. I'm just not going to do that. So, but for this particular show, finding this Family Dollar that I could get some bulk stuff to hopefully sell some of. However, here's the greatest thing. If I do not sell any of this at all, there it is, right? And this one has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one costs about $10 to fill. If I have a show and they don't sell, that's okay. Because guess what I'm going to do with that stuff? I am going to put it right in there with my personal stock. And so if any of it doesn't sell, it's not a loss. I got a really, really, really great deal on this stuff. But it's because I was willing to go somewhere. That airplane is weird. It's because I was willing to go somewhere that I don't usually go. This was in several towns over, and it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. But, so I got all that, let's see, 10 for less, because I bought the tubs months ago. So less than $20, I got two bins of consumable bandages, with not the intent to put into storage, but if I do, if they do not sell, it is not a bad thing. Or if somebody doesn't need them. I may get there because I'm selling other things. We've got plenty of refuge medical kits. We've got some just basic first aid kits coming. Like just basic first aid kits. So there's lots of, man, the Springdale Airport's a rocking place today. So it gives me the opportunity, because I had saved a little bit, that I can go, whether it's to a prepper event, or like this is an overland rally, where people have their fancy go rigs and their bug out rigs and things. And I want to give a service, because we're teaching classes is why we're going. But I want to be able to give them a service of, hey, if they've used basic things out of their first aid kit, that some people aren't going to buy a box of 10 or 12 because they want 2 in their first aid kit. For me to be able to help them with that. And then if they don't, then I will put them in my group's supplies or my personal supplies, or help another prepper out with them for a very inexpensive cost, because they were on sale, they were on clearance, at like 60% off on their first aid stuff. So it was a significant deal. Is that something you guys think you would do? Is that something you ever thought of? Or if you buy something, it's just for you, or you don't buy that volume of extra stuff? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's get ready.